Hey, what's up? Um, so I'm doing something a little different today. I've been making music, custom music for the Majora's Mask Randomizer for the past like 4 or so years. I think I started in 2020. Um, so I wanted to. I've been wanting to do a stream of it for a while, but I don't want to show my file systems. So I think I've set it up so that I am not going to, hopefully. Um, so So I'm using Reaper. Um, this isn't going to be a tutorial, by the way. I might explain some stuff if it's like you have no idea what I'm doing, or maybe if someone asks a question, I can answer a question. But yeah. So I'm using Reaper. I have a source, a very accurate source for the MIDIs that I'm going to use. My goal tonight is so I usually don't complete one entire song in like one sitting. I usually do them in chunks, but I'm gonna try to do at least one tonight. What I'm planning on is maybe like completing one and then maybe working on another. You can see I have a fucking ton of projects up here, which some of these are really old. I find actually creating and editing the MIDIs and stuff to be very fun, but then like importing it and everything is the part that I don't like. So that's kind of why there's a bunch of stuff like that. Um, so in terms of what I wanted to do, I wanted to do one of two Pokemon Stadium 2 songs. Um, I've been doing some of those recently because they've been pretty easy to do. So I wanted to do either Lance Battle or Move Relearned, which Move Relearned is not a fanfare. Um, I could play them like the actual song so you could hear what they are. I'm not sure which one I want to do. Move Relearned. You know what? Let me open both. Move Relearned might be so simple that it will take me like no time at all. So let me play that one. See how that volume is. Looks a little quiet. Okay. So like most of the songs from the Stadium games are like remixes of current songs, or they're just like more in-depth takes on the songs since the first two games like couldn't do more than like 3 audio channels at once or something like that, like for music. So this is a Move Relearned. That's this one. That's 8. Okay. So this is the whole thing. Um, let me also open up the Lance battle. See what that one's like. The Lance battle is probably a lot more complicated. Probably has a lot more going on. 9. Really? I assume that the instruments there's a lot more going on here though. Yeah. Which one do I want to do? So yeah, so this is Move Relearned. Here's the Lance battle. Probably different stuff, but got some horns, some strings. I hear a harpsichord. Okay, I might do the Lance battle, which is this one. So what I will say is the source that I have for these MIDIs are very accurate, but they are not labeled. So I have to. That's kind of part of this is I have to figure out, like kind of what is what. So I might be referencing the actual song here and there. So there are assigned instruments. They've been auto-assigned, so these aren't accurate. Let me turn this down a little bit before, because this might be a bit loud. So is it this one? So usually the way I do it is I kind of just like pick out specific stuff that I hear. So like this one was like, you can hear it here. Those are like horns. You don't wait. Yeah, I might make those. So there's a couple different options. There's one that's literally called horn, which I think I hear more. It's kind of like a French horn. Um, it's there's a different instrument that sounds more accurate to what that is in MM. So I think for this, I'm gonna go trombone. The only thing is that the trombone is kind of piercing. Off now. Nice. Okay. So there's like kind of like a higher pitched thing that's going on with it. Is it this? So I think this is some strings. Just like a string section. That's something that they like to do. I personally, so... yeah, they panned it literally all the way to the right. I don't usually like that. I usually like having it at least a little bit in the other ear. That's a preference thing. Jesus. Loud. Also, yeah, I forgot the sound font I'm using for strings isn't accurate in terms of volume. I need to reduce that a little bit. Okay. What else we got? So we got like a string part after this, which is in the left. Is that one. I think it's also mixed all the way to the left. Kind of annoying. Things. Yeah. Don't like that. How did I do this one? Okay. Okay. So about there. How far is that? 38 seconds? I think the songs that I have in my actual playlist are a bit slow. That's like a harpsichord. That this part at the top. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So when it comes to MM, each channel has a limit of 4 notes playing at once, and if you get more than that, it starts dropping them. So I think this is fine. No, yeah, it's over. I'm gonna have to edit this a little bit. That's more of a problem. That's not a problem now, but it'll be a problem once I import it, so I'm gonna need to fix that. So that's a harpsichord. And I think that's up an octave from what it is in the song. Yeah. Let me hear it with it down one. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, let me fix that then. Yeah, I might want to separate this into 2 channels. Make my life easier. This is definitely percussion stuff at the bottom. I think it loops back to there, from the looks of it. Probably don't need to check. I probably should, but... maybe it doesn't loop there. So immediately goes back into... is it here? It goes back into here, so this whole part is the intro, I guess. Okay. Let me save this. I have it saved. Okay. So, what is this? I don't think that's another harpsichord, is it? Okay, that's more strings, I think. Yeah, that's more strings. Those are like bass strings, it sounds like. Okay. God, even with the -6 decibels, that's like really loud. Something I've noticed with these MIDIs is they tend to like to put stuff at like 127 velocity, which is max volume. Yeah, like this. And then they like to put like the volume at like really high or max. It's yeah, like that's literally max right there. Kind of stupid, but I don't know, that's just how they did it. I didn't do, what is this? I think that might be the horns. That's 12 seconds. No, is that more strings? Yeah, I think that's more strings. There's a lot of different strings. The reason they're all split into these different channels is because they're panned differently. Um, set, I said this right. I already said it to negative. The problem with this, um, is so when it comes to making midis, a lot of the time there isn't literally just a strings. There's like specific. There's violin, cello, etc. You have different instruments for each thing, but this is like a string section, is what they have in MM. Um, so I think they have multiple strings, but they're like different string instruments. So the problem here is that they're usually split between like different octaves or whatever. They have different sounds, but that means that sometimes you get overlapping notes, which normally isn't a problem, but for the sake of this, when two notes play that are the same note and the same instrument, it makes it twice as loud. Or it makes it like 1.5 times as loud or something. It makes it louder. So I might need to look through some of these channels to make sure there's no double notes. Because it makes like random notes like louder, which sounds kind of weird. This is probably a crash, I'd imagine, from the looks of it. Yeah, that's a crash. Pretty easy to identify that. I usually like putting my percussion stuff at the bottom. And the only other instrument is there's this, which has to be the horns, right? I think those are the horns. Okay. Horn. Okay, so now we can hear everything without, everything other than the percussion. And it's fucking loud. Okay. There's the whole thing. Um, the percussion is usually the one that is kind of iffy. It takes a little bit to do. That's pretty easy, although that's actually a decent pitch. Sometimes it's like really low. What is this? Is that a snare? It's kind of weird that it's like in a different. Usually, so the way that these games handle it is usually the drum kits are kind of like, it's not just like, oh, here's like the kick drum, here's the snare. It's usually like they combine a bunch into one, so it's like this range of notes will be the shaker, and this range of notes will be the snare, and this range of notes will be the kick. And usually they put the kick and the snare in the same instrument, so that's kind of weird that it's separate. Is that right? I mean, it sounds like the snare to me, right? This might take more editing than I expected. How do I want to do this? It definitely sounds like a drum kit alt. So there's drum kit alt, and then there's orchestra kit, or kind of the two main ones. Drum kit alt. Good. Drum kit alt has this kind of like lat kick. There's like, yeah, ride cymbal. There's a hi-hat here. And a ride cymbal. Like basically the rest of it. This whole low part is just the kick. So I'm almost definitely going to have to like take some of these notes out. I need to figure out what's what, I guess. I'm gonna have to take some of these notes out and like put them into different different channels for different instruments. So I mean this bottom one's probably the kick, right? Yeah, it's set to me. Let me turn that off. It's set to the gunshot. I don't know if this is the snare, because I don't know what the other one is. I know there's like a constant. I'm not sure which one is which, because it sounds to me like the snares are kind of more like spread out, not consistent, and they're like this. Like there's some fast ones, but but then I don't know what this is. Okay, well during that part, the snare is the only thing that's playing. I think for the percussion is here. Is that a cymbal? I don't know why I'm having trouble with like identifying, because it doesn't sound like there's this many things for the percussion to me. That definitely has to be the snare. This one definitely has to be the snare. Like, I don't know what else it could be. I'm gonna... Did I assign this already? No. Go away. Like, that sounds right. Oh, no. So, we have a couple different... I'll ignore that for now. We have a couple different drums playing. There's, like, kind of like a... One of them is like the higher one is like the ride cymbal, which is good. The lower one is like a clap almost. Here. So I think I can move this down an octave, and that should be fine. Yeah. Okay. So with a clap, there's nothing like that in MM. So I think what I'm gonna do. It's not what I'm. Blue. So there's an instrument in the tambourine that is kind of like a not this. This is usually what I use for claps or like wood block stuff. So I'll try that. The only problem is that sounds like it's lacking in power, which I don't know if I can do anything about other than just like making it louder. I don't really think there's anything else that would. There's a conga. Conga has like a slap, but it's like, yeah, it's like that. It's like a very flaccid slap. Doesn't really stand out. Hmm. I don't think like the metal bang or metal knock would be applicable. Those are kind of weird and specific. Hmm. Yeah, like that stands out, but it's like not the same thing. And the knock is kind of also not the same thing. And the water drum is absolutely not. I don't know. I feel like the tambourine might be like my best bet. I wonder if maybe I could just like mix it higher or something. I don't know. So what else is there? There's this. We got the snare. This is the ride cymbal. That's right. There's this. When does that start? It starts at the loop. It's like when those strings come in. Hmm. I can't hear that. Is this the snare again? Okay. Well, let me look at some of the other stuff. What is this part? Okay. Okay, that just sounds like... It just sounds like a drum hit. It kind of sounds like the kick a little bit, but I don't know if that would be too low to put it down an octave. And it may just like blend in with everything else. Yeah. Hmm. Um. Do I have a separated center drum? No. I don't. Do I have a separated sample of... No, I don't have a separated drum from the orchestra kit. Okay. Hmm. And do I have a separated kick from this? No, I don't. Okay. Hmm. Just trying to think of what I want to do. I think I might have to use like a different drum for it, but I don't know what would be applicable. The conga I feel like would be too much. The djembe, I don't know. I might make another rack. So I'm looking at, I want these just there, I guess. I don't know what this is. What the hell? Um, yeah, I could try the djembe, I guess. I would have to. That's unfortunate. Because if they all sounded like this, that would be good. Oh. I think I need something else. I feel like the conga is like really loud. Like this. Hmm. How's that sound with everything? The percussion is completely getting fucking blown out by everything. I gotta like reduce the damn volume of all this crap. It's like way too loud. Why do they do this? There's the 124. This is like the problem with this kind of thing is that the mixing can be really tricky. Uh, I don't like that. I really don't like that. I might just reduce this stuff specifically to 120. I don't like it when it's like full max. That's like too much. Um, and then I might reduce the volume of everything else by a certain amount. So this goes up to 127. What's like the lowest? Uh, I'm not sure. I might end up doing the other MIDI. Because this is the kind of thing where like I run into a problem and I try to figure it out and I can't figure it out. Or I'm having trouble figuring it out. And then I come back to it later. 80. So if I reduce it like, is 20 too much? I could try doing like 20, I guess. Reduce everything by 20. That doesn't have a volume. Wait, what is that? Table that. It's the horns. Wait, why doesn't it have a volume? I didn't add that one. I guess I'll set it to 100. That's like the base. I don't know. It's weird. Uh, Crash doesn't have one either for some reason. The tambourine makes sense because I added that. The tambourine I took from the drum kit. Why does the drum kit doesn't have volume? None of these have volume. Well, that's probably why they're quiet compared to everything else because they're default. I think in Reaper, when you have something with no volume command, I think it defaults to 100. That would make sense. Everything's like lower. Did I lower everything already? I think I did. How does this sound? Can't even hear this. Hmm. Do I want to continue doing this right now? Again, this is the problem I have. It's like I wanna I wanna switch to something else and then come back to this later. Um this is another one I was working on. This is um Fire Volcano from Pokemon Snap, which is pretty different from what I've done. It's mostly percussion. Might finish up this one. The one thing I don't need to figure out is like the MIDI ends like this with one extra beat. It doesn't end at the end of a bar. But I don't know what the loop is like, because like if I take this and I make it loop like this, it sounds weird. An ending. Wonder if that's like a grace period that they gave or something. Something weird they did with the MIDI. Because, like, this still sounds kind of weird, but it, like, at least it stays on beat. And I'm pretty sure that's how it loops, like... Oh, I actually still have it searched. This is the actual song. A minute. Yeah, and it, like, loops back to, like... Yeah, so I guess that's the loop point. That's kind of weird. I need to, like, cut it off, then. Because that will mess things up. Let's see. There's also... Okay, this does go right to the end. There's, like, a weird quirk where when you import the song, it'll make the end of it whatever the last note ends on, so it can mess up the loop timing if it doesn't end right at the end of a note. But that's fine. That usually actually isn't a problem for everything tends to line up properly. So I did figure out all the instruments. This took me a while because well, I thought that it would fit MM kind of well because MM has a bunch of different like drum instruments, which most of them don't get used. It's because they're not conventional for like a lot of the other songs and like that people would do. So I haven't mixed any of this yet. I don't think. I think maybe I did a little bit. I don't know if I said this before. Usually, the stuff that I work on, I have to do a lot of MIDI editing, like the actual notes. Like, so Seagate, here's one Sonic Hero Seagate that I was working on, and I wouldn't say a lot of it. Most of it's pretty accurate, but some of it is, like, absolutely not accurate. So this is completely temporary. But that's why I have these. This is the kind of thing where it's like I need to sit down with my guitar and like figure out what they did wrong. Because most of this sounds good. But then there's this part here. So this is the kind of like background rhythm guitar, and this is like the lead up here. This this is a part where it cuts off and then it starts playing just the rhythm part. This entire part, this here is like all I had to redo this all completely. I think I might need to copy and paste that and continue it a bit more because they did some weird like harmonizing thing, but that's not accurate. Like that's not playing the song. So I like. So this part is the part I did, which I also isn't mixed. It's why it's louder. Like, this is the kind of stuff that they were doing in this part, which is not what's playing there. And I don't think this is what's playing here either. It sounds alright, but it's not accurate. So there's, like... Usually, with it really depends. Some of these can take me a really long time to edit. One of the ones I took was... one of the ones I did a long time ago was Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06. And that's like a... Those songs are kind of weird, because it's like... The way that they're made is that they have different sections. So Kingdom Valley has like 5 sections or something. And each time you move to a different section of the level, it will change the song in that area. But they're kind of continuous, like they lead into each other. But on the soundtrack, they, you know, just kind of have it so they all play in sequence. And I kind of wanted that instead of it just being like one specific thing. But the only MIDI I could find was like the first 2 sections, so I had to completely write the rest of them. That one took me a really long time. With this, I know it's very accurate, so I don't need to edit the notes. I've already gutted, so if you see, like with this one, there's a bunch of extra events, all this stuff. Literally all of this, all of these down here, and this are not applicable to MM at all. They just take up extra space, so it's like you have to get rid of them. And then the volume, the bank select I need, but I usually get rid of them because they can, if you just, I've had problems with where I just modify them before and it doesn't work properly. So I usually delete them, make new ones. The panning I keep because that's good. So the only other thing is the volume. Does everything have a volume? Everything has a volume. Let me listen to this. Because I did mix it a little bit. These flutes I turned down a little bit, and I think the marimba I did a little bit because they were like a lot louder than the percussion. I'm also like looking here, by the way, while I'm watching this and not just listening to it. I can kind of see the peak volume. So like here it's a decent amount louder. It's like 2 decibels louder. So I think that's relatively within its own volume. There's fluctuations, but you want that. You just don't want it. It depends on the song, because dynamics is good, but for the sake of a randomizer, you want it to be mostly equal, or like not too different, because you don't want to not be able to hear a certain part of the song and then hear another part, or whatever. Okay, so I think I can start kind of preparing this for importing. Let me... Did I make a thing of this? No. So I make notes on this kind of stuff. I will show. So here, a lot of this probably won't make sense to people, but it makes sense to me because it's what I've kind of come up with over the years, and it helps me. this is pretty simple now, but some of the stuff I add later is a bit weird. So so this starts at 1, but in MIDI it's 0, so it would be 1 less, so it'd be 10. So we have the conga shaker. Do I want to sort this anymore? I think this is probably fine as is. It'll be instrument 0. So this is like the MIDI channel, and then the actual name of the thing, and then where the number for where I'm gonna put it in my custom instrument bank when I'm making that for the randomizer. The flute is piccolo, right? Because there's no like that's the only flute. So since it's the same instrument, it's the same assigned instrument number. Then drum kit alt, which I don't label because it's always 127. So here's what I have for this. I'm going to put this on my other screen. Basically, I'm going to assign these instrument numbers. And that's like literally all I'm using that as reference for at the moment. So let me program. Adding a blank one, and then I'm just going to copy it to the other channels. Okay. This one's fine, that's 0. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Also 5. 6. Also 6. 7. And then 127. So we have all those. I think that I need to assign the channels, but apart from that, I think it might be ready to import. This is basically me selecting, because I've moved stuff around and everything. So I'm selecting everything in a channel and then assigning it to that channel. It's just putting it in a channel, like, visibly doesn't actually make it in that channel. If that makes any sense. Six. Eight. Marimba. 9. And okay. So now that's done. I'm gonna export the MIDI. I think this is fine. And now I will get up Sec64, which this is the program used to import and edit stuff. 1 second, because I didn't check to see that it wouldn't show my file explorer in this program. Okay, it's showing it on my other monitor. It should be fine. So I just loaded the ROM and just like the written description of like what stuff is, basically. So the first thing, while I'm doing this, because it's like completely quiet, let me actually play some music. so it's not, so just so it has like some kind of something. Let me, where is this? Do this. That's fine. So the first thing I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make, let me get this up. I'm going to make the custom bank, or instrument set, whatever you want to call it. So I don't think any of these require a specific new separated thing, so let me load so this is just a preset bank that's completely empty that has the drum kit alt in it. So I don't actually know where a lot of these are. I'm gonna need to be searching around a little bit. So this is like the list of banks, and this is like the instruments in them. And I'm gonna be literally like copying them, and then it puts it in the custom bank up here. So I need conga shaker. I guess it would probably be easier. There's an online reference I can look at. Or I can just like search. Oh shit. Oh shit, the conga shaker's in it's in the percussion kit slot. I might need to split these. Okay, I gotta do that. So, I will do 8. I'm gonna also have to change the pitch just because of the way that, I don't know how to explain it. The way that the banks are, or the imported individual samples. So this is just the conga. So I would need, this is actually kind of a different instrument, because it's got conga slap. Yeah, this is on the slap part. Is that right? Wait. What did this sound like before? Well, that's not good. Shit, man. Okay. Do I have a separated conga from this stuff? Me. Just one figuring out. Okay, I do center drum from conga kit. Okay, cool. Let's go. That's good. That's good. Do I need to? I might need to. I need to edit the sound font because there was problems with the separated ones. I'm gonna hide my screen for a second because this might again show my file explorer. Or yes, it showed my file explorer. I want center drum separated from conga kit. Okay. It sounds a little weird. I think that's just the sound font, the way it's like clicking a little bit. Do I have the separated one? Yep. I'm pretty sure that's the same, like, pitch. That sounds right to me. If I do... Actually, this is literally... Yeah, it's literally the exact same. So, and then I have to do this one, which is... I already have a separated shaker. I've used that so much. Shaker from Conga Kit. The only thing is I probably need to change the placement of the notes. I need to put that up a little bit. Oh no, I need to put it down. Okay. I need to modify this now. This is really annoying because I want to put it, I want to sort it to put it here, but then that means I have to, like, change a bunch of this stuff, so I'm just gonna put it here instead. Baker, which is 8. That's still, yeah, that's still fine. I just gotta move this down, unfortunately. That goes there. Anything else? I think that's fine. So this is 10. This one is 11. And now this one is 12. Okay. I think that's good now. Real quick, I am going to go to the bathroom. I will be right back, and then I will continue working on this. Me. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay. In the middle of doing. I edited this. Is it ready to... So I do need to do a couple things instead now because of how I changed those. I need to... It's hard to explain. So each bank has a drum kit. Or most of them have like a percussion kit, which is like, it's like a super instrument where there's like a bunch of samples built into it. And it's not as easy as just importing one of these because these are like 1 or 2 samples usually. There's usually a ton of them. The conga shaker that I was using, which I didn't realize was a drum kit. So what I now am going to do is I have separated versions where they are just taken just that one sample and basically made it an instrument. So what I need to do is sample. So here is a bank that has nothing but the center drum conga in it. I'm going to save it over an existing one. Marrow. Yeah, let me double anything I want. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. As a Kagura Suzu. I could try putting it over Chimera's theme. It might not fit though. Oh, that's literally what I'm looking at. Yeah, it's not big enough. There's the Skull Kid Band is one of the ones I go over. Also like a fanfare orchestra. Whatever fanfare. Right, I'm doing this stuff. Now this is literally just a bank with the conga drum in it, and that's it. So I want to load the shaker from the conga kit, not from the drum kit. Now I've imported a bank that is only the shaker, which I could put over this maybe. And now I will again import just the drum kit alt in a blank bank. Okay, so I have that. So now I need to import the instruments. We have... Where was that? Conga drum. And then tambourine. No tambourine in there? Eh. Not one there either. Surdo. The Surdo... I don't know. Where's the Goron thing? Goron... Is the Kuika... Okay, here's the bent drum. Football has the Surdo. And then the Goron thing has the bent drum. And then a bass, which is easy. And then piccolo. And then marimba. So there's one here. Agura Suzu. Shaker. And that's all that. So it's at the release rate. I don't know how to. It's like how long it takes for the instrument to stop. That's already at FF, so that's full. That's probably also fine. So I kind of know what the limit is that I can put up to, because if you make it too high, then they cut off and they sound weird. I generally know what they are for the instruments. I have never used like some of these. I've never used the Surdo or the bent drum before, so I might need to experiment with that. 62 is really low. What is it? It plays like the real, yeah, it plays the really fast stuff. I might set it to like E0 for now. The Surdo, this is the Surdo, right? Bent drum is really high. Bass, I know. Piccolo, I could probably set it to like the same thing. Remember, I think it's high. Yep. Kagura Suzu, I could probably leave. The shaker should also be fine. The only other thing is envelopes. Okay. Need to edit the envelopes of a bunch of these. So, do I need to edit the envelope of the Surdo? Yeah, probably. Well, how are these? I probably don't. It's probably short enough. Bent drum, the bent. I could just do the bent drum, just case. Base the bass. Piccolo is general use 0 also. Marimba. The Kagura Suzu, I probably don't need to. So the manga kit, is there any really, I don't think there's any really long notes. What I'm editing right now is it basically determines how long a note could be held, because the default for most of them are not very long. The decay 1 rate. So most of these are probably fine because they are percussion stuff and they don't hold notes for very long. But there's a couple. I'm just setting it to a really high value that's easy to type in. Did I do the right one? Yeah, I did 0, not 1. I think the marimba might have some longer stuff. Marimba. It kind of held. Yeah, I could modify it just to be safe. It's not like it would be bad if I modified it and I didn't need it. Marimba, general use 2, I think doesn't matter. The shaker's fine. I gotta assign the instruments. Okay, so we have our custom bank. I'm gonna save this. I hope that this turns out okay, because this is pretty different than what I normally make, because it's like very percussion based. Export a new version of this MIDI because I updated it. To import. Warnings. Just note off. Yeah, let's just note off, that's fine. That doesn't matter, that's fine. And the loop point is full, I don't need to set a loop point. The master volume is that's probably fine. I need to save this. So that's the bank. And as for the actual song, does this fit? 07. Make room. I'll just make it like 1000. That's probably too much, I don't need that, but whatever. And I think that's everything. I feel like there's something in here I need to edit, because usually there is, but I think it's all fine. Okay. Where's my controller out? No, I actually got to test the ROM. I've had the custom bank. I've imported the song. I'm gonna turn off my monitor again first, or the display for my monitor for a second, because I don't know if getting this up is gonna show anything. There was a recent thing that was sent in the music channel in the MMR Discord about help like normalize songs volumes in between each other, and I haven't. I would use that, but I haven't. Like, I need to get a reference point for myself from one of my other songs that I know is a good volume, so I'm not gonna do that yet. Okay, that appears on my other. Okay. This is just BizHawk. Just stop my music. Hopefully this doesn't become too loud. That's not right. It sounds pretty good, but there's that one part that's not right. So I can open up Audacity. Okay. That's actually, like, it's already... I don't think I need to edit a whole lot. What was it? What's the part that was having problems? What's the part that... So this is one thing that I do is I usually, when I open it up, I record on Audacity, I just record my desktop, because it lets me listen back to it. That's the shaker. I don't think... Yeah, okay. I don't know what happened. When I added the new channel, I didn't reassign the instrument. So it should be 8. Yeah, that's the problem. It's set to the conga. Very small problem. Fix. I gotta re-import it. Fine. That's all fine. Okay. Now I will try again. It might be too high. What is set to here? Sounds a little bit different pitch. Where is it? It's... I might set it to that instead. That sounds better. Okay. And this is where one of the reasons why I don't like doing this. This is very monotonous. I've kind of gotten used to it, but it's still end up doing stuff like this. Not even for troubleshooting. Most of the time when I do something like this, it's because I'm adjusting volumes of stuff. I don't think I'll need to adjust the volumes too much though, because they seem pretty equal across the board, even when some of the more other instruments kick in. Also for a proper recording, I do proper recordings. I'm gonna... Okay, that seems good. I do recordings for a couple different things. Preview purposes for the Discord. I do personal listening. I usually do 2 loops. I also upload it to YouTube. I upload it to Tumblr. So I make a couple different recordings. Or it's one recording, but I cut it up differently. So I don't actually need to be in Reaper right now. I just need to boost the volumes a little low. So this is like my recording volume that I record on the title screen. And I will reduce it once I test it in game. Okay. Hi RXB, how are you doing? Working on some music stuff for the Majora's Mask Randomizer. I'm in like a testing phase right now. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I guess I could like just recording this, right? This dark theme looks really fucked up. This is another way that I monitor the volume over, you can see getting more. It's not too much. I might need to reduce the volume of this at some point. Just to make it more equal, because the beginning is very quiet. I'll let it loop one more time. I'm glad this turned out like decently without me having to edit the instruments too much, because I've never used a bunch of these drum instruments. I'll let it go a little bit more. I'm doing this because I might end up using this as a recording for the preview stuff and everything. Okay, that's probably good. So let me need to reduce the audio for in-game. I usually reduce it about like 10 compared to my recording, so I'll keep it at like that. It's a bit higher than usual, but it's quiet. Okay. How this sounds in game. This might be a bit weird to watch because I have to I do like computer volume stuff. I usually like to test at full volume and like a quiet volume. That sounds, I can barely even hear that. Also, another thing I'm doing right now, I'll explain in a minute, because I'm missing to it. Okay, that's great. Hex, thank you for the raid. You were playing Mega Mosaics? Is that Fantasy Mosaics with something else? Anyways, yeah, thank you. Right now I'm working on some music for the Majora's Mask Randomizer. This is Fire Volcano from Pokemon Snap. I'm mostly testing. I think it's done. It's just I need to adjust the volume. The giant 250 by 250 Minesweeper. Oh god, that sounds hard. My god. But yeah, hello, Jack00 and Gendude and that guy and Suryu. So this is way too quiet. I need to increase the volume on this. Let me think. I need to think about this in hex. I could set it to like I want like 6D too much? 6C maybe? Yeah, I've done the MIDI for the most part. This is this. I just need to like I've already done a bunch of the technical stuff. I'm mostly testing in-game now. It's mostly just volume testing, which is where I spend a lot of time, unfortunately, but it's kind of how it is. Oh, but the reason I was like attacking the wall and stuff was because only so many sounds can be played at once, and if it bypasses that, then it'll start cutting off songs. So I'm like making sure the song isn't cutting off. So I'm trying to create a bunch of sound effects. I guess I could let people hear it. This part is definitely really quiet. I need to like up this specific part. Got the 13% after 9 hours? Oh my god. I don't know if I want to play Minesweeper for that long. Yeah, I could... I might need to boost some of the other parts, or maybe reduce that volume. I could play just what the song actually sounds like. So people can hear it. About the sound effects. This is an interesting one to do because it's very percussion based, which I haven't really done before. How do I want to do this? I can either like boost the volume before the instruments come in, or I can reduce the volume of the instruments. They come on like there. I think it's pretty loud for the rest of the loop until maybe like here-ish. Yeah, it's a little quiet there. Why did that? Ugh. Alright. I think I want to, like, increase everything here a little bit. The thing is I don't want it to be apparent that there's a, like, I don't want to be able to definitely hear the volume change in the one instrument, so I want it to be more subtle. Was that like 103? I'll up that by 12. It's kind of cut in half. I guess I could probably do this. This would be easier. Okay, I will stop this. The other one, I was working on another one too. This is one of the problems I had kind of with doing this on stream is like, I tend to, I mean, you can see all these fucking things at the top. I tend to like do them in chunks. I don't usually do one full sitting. So this is one that I started today, but there's some stuff with the percussion I can't really figure out. So, I mean, I could play this so you can hear what it sounds like. This is from Pokemon Stadium 2. This is the Lance battle. That's really loud. Where was that? Yeah, that was something I was figuring out. I couldn't figure out. The percussion, again, is, like, weird. That's that song. The Volcano, this one I mostly did. Like, I think I did this yesterday or the day before, but I've been doing more of the import stuff. So I did increase the volume. What is this reaching here? -6. -2. So that's about equal, but the things is that these instruments are like a lot more hearable than the lower instruments, and that gets kind of loud there. I might reduce the volume during that part. Like here's where it starts. How much did I reduce that by? It's like 8. I don't know if I should. Maybe I'll just increase the volume at the end. Well, how was it in Audacity? It was like, what's this part? This part. I'll increase it a little bit. Not a whole lot. Maybe I'll do like +4 or something. Probably don't need to touch that. The bench drum is probably fine. Yeah, mostly what the problem is right now is certain parts of the song. So dynamics are fine, but certain parts of the song are really quiet, and then the other part is like hearable. So that doesn't really work super well when you're playing a game. When you're playing a game with like a bunch of other sound effects and everything playing. Even if that is very slight, it'll do something. Okay. Export this. We'll import it. I don't need to do anything here. Wait, it got imported as... What did I have it at? Let me write that down. I had it at 6C, I think. I want to record this. Record it for reference. Oh wait, no, I don't record in-game. What are we talking about? That's the problem, is that they're very low. I guess the problem with this is usually a good place for testing because there's a bunch of sound effects going on, but they're like a bunch of banging. Wonder if I should test somewhere else. It's so hard to backwalk on an Xbox controller. It still seems kind of quiet though. Especially compared to this. I hear the beginning again where it's quiet. Yeah. Okay. I just need to increase the master volume. F 70, maybe like 72. This is also like reference notes. I know a bunch of this is incomprehensible. Did I it? This is the thing about this that I dislike doing the most, is like, I tend to be very specific about how I want the volume. It still seems quiet, surprisingly. I'm gonna reduce my computer volume a lot. I like to test at both the max volume, well not max volume, but high volume and then a low volume. Like as it is now, I can't really even hear it that much. I actually need to increase it more, which is kind of nuts. It's like really quiet. Can I have some water? How much do I want to increase it? Is 76 too much? Let me try 76. It's just so quiet. This might be a good volume. Okay, I'm gonna reduce my volume. If it's not obvious, I'm listening to the difference between the volume and the sound effects of the game and the music. I'm doing this because the Goron rolling is fucking loud. It seems... I want to say it seems good, but I'm not sure if I want to increase it by just a little bit more. This is the problem that I have with my music, is that I tend to make stuff too quiet. It's not like super quiet, it's just like kind of quiet. I usually have to increase it by like 1 or 2. But I mean, much better than it being too loud and it blasting your ears out. That's not good. So okay, let me. See, I feel like the volume's good, but the thing that I'm doubting is, like, most of the time, the vast majority of the time, I make stuff too quiet. Which means I think it's good, but it's probably too quiet right now. By a little bit. So I might increase it a little bit. Let me try 77. I kind of wish I could, like, I'm increasing it by 1 so I kind of know what it is, because it's not very much, but, like, I have to check. The main thing about this is, like, the main reason I do this is because it's for myself when I'm playing. First and foremost, it's cool that other people will use it, but, like, this is for me. It's the biggest reason why I'm making this. So, like, when I'm playing the game, I want to be able to hear it. I feel like this is a good volume. I think that's a good volume. I think I'm gonna keep that. So, I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do this, because I don't want to show my file system. Let me put on some music while I'm doing this too, because it's gonna be quiet for a bit. Basically, what I'm doing... How can I explain this? I guess, you know, I think I might know. So I have, like, an assembly folder where I assemble the files. So MMRS files are what they are. Like this thing right here. This is the last song that I made. MMRS files are the music files. They're literally renamed zip files. So what I'm basically doing is... You have this, the ZSec here. This is the data here of like the actual MIDI. These two are the bank information, which I made a custom bank, so I need to include those. The categories is basically tells the game, okay, these are the areas that it should be randomized to. So like, I'm not quite sure where I'm gonna put this one, but like I could be like, oh, I want this to play in towns and in field, which is like it'd be like Clocktown and I don't know, Growing City, or like the field, which is like, you know, Termina Field, Great Bay, Coast, stuff like that. These are kind of other stuff. This is like just a text file that has the different categories for reference and some extra stuff. Um, so I'm assembling this off screen. Basically, so I saved the ZSec. I'm taking the ROM that I saved the stuff to, and I'm going to basically input it into a bat that rips the two other files, the two top ones here, which I'm gonna hide my monitor for a second because I think it's gonna show a command screen on my main monitor when I do this. And it surely did. Okay. Uh, so many windows. So that's this one. I'll delete my previous one. I've saved it over here. I'm deleting the old bank stuff. I'm renaming this new stuff so that it goes into the right bank. So now the categories in the sex.txt. So it's the sex. This is like the basically what it is. This stuff down here is like extra stuff. You need this file in your randomizer folder, and it will you can do extra specific custom stuff. So I can be like, oh, I want this to play in Snowhead Mountains and Clocktown Day 1 specifically, so I would input like this number and this number. So, but these are like kind of the more general ones. The numbers at the beginning correspond to the areas, so like Great Bay Coast is considered field and towns. So for this song, I think it would be appropriate to have it in dungeons and indoors. I don't think I want it in field. Would it fit in town? I think it would fit in towns too. So I'll do towns, dungeon, and indoors. Because I feel like it would be applicable to play in like I don't know what the ideal area would be, like Snowhead Temple, because that's the where the fire temple would be, but that doesn't exist in this game. There's no fire areas. So I guess that's put it in field, towns, and dungeon. Wait, I did that right? One, yeah, towns, dungeons, and doors. That's right. Okay. So now I have made that. I am selecting the files. I am zipping them. Renaming the zip so it's Pokemon Snap. And now for the last thing I need to do is I'm gonna test this with a randomizer to make sure that the file actually works. I'm adding the song test command to the title, which just forces it to be on the title screen and in Clocktown Day 1 and in Termina Field. Here's my randomizer. It's generating it right now. It basically has nothing random except for the music. I think that's that. Let me open it now. I want to hear the loop to make sure it loops properly. Yep, that's good. Okay, so that's done. Should I publish this now, or should I wait till after stream? I'm probably gonna wait till after stream to publish this, because it's like, I'm not gonna show what I'm doing, because I'm like, it'd be like sending a message in Discord, it would be uploading it to the Mega repo, stuff like that, so, kind of whatever. I will upload this stuff afterwards. So this is this one done. Do I want to work on anything else? I have a million projects. I really need to do some of these. I don't know. So, I mean, in terms of what I have, I kind of want to add another one. This is my problem. So these two are stuff that I'm transcribing myself. This is, like, done. I just haven't done anything with it. I've literally made this, like, 2 years ago. I think I changed something recently, but... This is like a really, really good MIDI that I found online. Why does it do this? So annoying. Do I have like a note for this? I don't know like how much I've done of this. I don't even have a note for this. So I have that. I mean, yeah, I can show off some of these. I have that. I have this, which for the most part sounds pretty good. The main problem is that the female choir, which I'm using for the vocals, has a really slow startup. So it makes it sound... You can kind of hear it a little bit. It makes it like... It doesn't work when it's doing a bunch of notes like this. Like, that just kind of cuts off. Like, that sounds weird. But I don't know. I need to figure... I want to do that, because it's a good song. I feel like I need to, like, find a sample, a female vocal sample from a different game. Maybe I can inject it or something. There is the Lulu voice, or the Malin voice, whatever, but I feel like it doesn't fit. This is another one. I've done a little... It's mostly made, I've done a little bit. I wanted to inject the overdriven guitar from Pokemon Stadium 1. And it sounds really good in this song. I've never injected an instrument myself, like ripped it from a game and then injected it myself. The stuff that I've done is like people have made it, and it makes it easier to do. So I need to like figure that out, but I think it sounds really good. The guitar. I've done so many Multi-Blood songs, but two things. One is they transfer to the sound font really well, and two, they're damn good. So I want to keep making them, even though people probably don't care too much. That soundtrack's so fucking good. But like this, I think the guitar sounds really good. But the one that I had before was like a trombone, or no, I think it was a saxophone, which sounded fine, but like this sounds way better. I might need to... I think I need to edit the drums a little bit more, because those cymbals are kind of annoying. Yeah, they're like doubled. Anyways, that's that. What have I edited for this? Okay. Look at all those notes. The one thing I'm worried about this is because there's so many notes, I feel like there's going to be problems with notes cutting off. So I need to figure out something with that. Yeah, there's not too much I can cut out from that. There's a bunch of extra stuff because there's like echoes. It's a really interesting effect. So there's the echoes. I can like take off the echo and you can hear what it sounds like without it. So that's without it. And turning it on. It's literally like two of the same channels where one, like, the notes are like very slightly like later. Like you can see that. It's very slightly later, the volume's a little lower, and one of them is panned kind of to the side. It's a really interesting effect that you could just get that in a MIDI without having to use any like effects. It's like a weird trick. I think I found that trick from like some random person made a MIDI something. And they use that in their MIDI. I was like, wow, that makes it sound way more in-depth. Sounds way better. Let me see here. I don't have any notes for this. I don't think, right? I guess I ought to make some. I guess I didn't get... I think I mostly made all of it, except I didn't get to the point of, like, importing... Like getting it ready to be imported. Oh, wait, I do? Oh, I'm just blind. Okay, I do have a text note thing of it already. So this needs to be changed a little bit. It's 13. So I think I got rid of this bank entirely. Trombone, bass, nylon guitar, electric piano, one string. Wait. Trombone, bass, nylon guitar, 2 electric piano, 1 string, 2 piano, 3 accordion, crash, and that. Okay, so I got rid of 2. Right. This is like notes for what I'm importing it, mostly. Or I guess it's applicable now. Kinda hard to explain. These are mostly just for myself. Putting this on my other screen. Okay. We got pans. Okay, there's no excessive ones. There's no neutral ones that don't need to be there. Volume. Some of these don't have volume. Oh, okay. Look like they're under 100. 94. I'll probably put that at the same then. Okay, everything has volume now. I need to do the bank assignment or the instrument assignment. That's fine being 0. Got 1. Violin guitar, we got 2. Piano 3. And 3. 4 for strings, right? 5 for piano. 5 for the other piano. Why is there 2 pianos? Is this an echo and I didn't label it? Yeah. Okay. This was not assigned. Wasn't I just fucking assigning these? Bocce piano has 3. This is 4. Normal piano is 5. Also 5. Accordion lead 6. This one's also 6, and this one's also 6. Brass is 7. And this is always 127. Okay. Okay, now I need to make sure they're all assigned to their own channels. That's the, I don't have the thing selected. 1. Here we go, it's time to count. 2. I need to do this out loud so that my ADHD brain doesn't, like, forget which number I'm on. Yeah, and then 4. 5. 6. 7. Wait. That's right. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. And we got 13. Okay, so this is all assigned. I think that's ready for importing now. You know what I didn't do? I didn't make, so this is for, I do this for a couple purposes. One of them is for a preview so you can hear what it sounds like. Oh wait, you know what? I need to re-record this. So maybe I'll do that off stream. I record the songs that I make in Audacity so that there's like a preview so you can hear what the song sounds like without having to use it in game. And then I also upload it to a couple places just for listening stuff. I forgot. So I did record it, but then I changed some of the mixing stuff, so I need to go back and record that. So I did this. I need to make... Okay. Now there's the problem. I'll do it now. I'll do it now. Sorry to do that. It's just the problem is the ROM that I have loaded, I'd have to like replace it with a fresh one to start importing and editing it, and then I would have to like do a bunch of extra effort to record it. It's be annoying. So I'm just gonna do this now. So I have it at 78, which I think is a fine. That's fine. This is me fucking forgetting what I just did. Did I like save this? Save sequence. Okay. Music stuff. Open this. Record. Now I usually let this loop like 2.5 times. Because I want time for it to fade out. To add a fade out at the end. Now I just have to sit here and let it play. I am glad how this turned out though. We'll see how I feel about that like in a couple months, because sometimes I'm usually at least somewhat satisfied with the stuff that I put out, but then that doesn't always last. That's one loop. I never thought I would ever get to use that bend drum, you know that? Really funny I got to use it for this. So now that's twice, so I'll let it loop like another half time. Probably till a little bit after the instruments come in. Okay. Oh, I gotta edit this. So I make 2 versions. I make one that's just 1 loop for the preview, and then I make one that's like 2 and a little bit for the upload listening stuff. Start fading there. I kind of just do it by, like, feel. Maybe do about here. It's like here to like here. In the beginning, it's fine. Okay, real quick, I will turn this off to make sure that it doesn't show stuff. Gonna do export audio. Yep, it showed stuff. Basically, actually, I may want to just keep this off while I'm doing this. Windows. Windows View drive me insane. Okay, so this is the full one, so that goes in here. So I just save these at V0 because, like, the samples can't be much higher quality than that. If that even means anything to anyone listening. And then I gotta make a separate version for the preview. Okay. The short loop. Or short fade out. Yeah, I mean something to you. I don't think it really means anything to probably anyone else. Why do you say these things? Yep, it moved that back into my main monitor. That's cool. Okay. It was in this folder. That exported it right. That didn't show a bar or anything. Yep, that's there. And that's there, okay. Yeah, that's kind of a boring, little bit of a boring thing that I was maybe not gonna do on stream, but I kind of have to, just because of how stuff worked out. Okay, so now I need to make the custom bank for this. Probably gonna end soon. I don't know if I'll finish this completely, but I'll probably do at least some of it. Stream. So the crash. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I need to reopen this because I need to reload. Need to put in a fresh new ROM. Because the one that's there is edited. Awesome. And I'll play some music again because this is silent. Okay, so this is a separated crash, so I need to import that first. It's kind of hard to explain some of this. This is like you can see this program. It's so unintuitive. The only reason I know how to use it is because I've used it so many times, and like it took me a really long time to learn how to use it, even with like a tutorial somebody wrote. Um, I don't want to crash. Like look at this. Look at all this crap. So I have that. Bitten cave. No, it doesn't. Bitten Camaro. No, it doesn't. I'll just. Oh, Skull Kite's ban, whatever. And now I need to. Now I'm importing a blank bank with just the drum kit alt percussion kit. And now I gotta import all these instruments. There's an nylon guitar and this. It's funny because almost all the instruments I ever use come from like this orchestra thing, one of these ranch ones in the milk bar because it has the bass saxophone and the electric piano, strings, and then a regular piano, and an accordion. And then the crash. That's everything, right? Trombone, bass, nylon guitar, electric piano, strings, piano, accordion, crash. Okay. I need to set this. This is like how long it takes for the instrument to stop after the note stops. Kind of like reverb almost a little bit is what it sounds like. Most of these I can set to F2 and that's pretty safe. The thing is that so FF is the highest because that's the highest 2-digit hex value that you can get. Setting it too high on an instrument will make it cut off. It'll make the notes cut off and it sounds bad. So you kind of have to know the instruments a little bit. Most of these I have found just through like trial and error that F2 is a pretty good one. It's pretty short and it doesn't generally cut off the instruments. So I end up setting a lot of stuff to just that. Electric piano doesn't need to be changed. I just did that. Accordion, I think, is also fine. The crash should be fine, doesn't matter. I didn't look at the envelopes. Still don't know if it's envelopes or envelopes. Why is this in here? This is not calm. General user. This is basically like how long a note can be held, which I just set to... The max value is like 32726 or something. I just set it to this because it's easy to type in. And it's like way more than you would ever need. That would probably, well, actually, I don't know estimate-wise, but it would probably be like well over like 20 or 30 seconds. It's like notes don't get held that long in the vast majority of things. So general use 2 is the nylon guitar, so that probably needs that. General use 1 needs that, definitely. Piano definitely needs that. The piano cannot hold notes very long at all because it sucks. And the crash is fine. Just on the instruments. Oh. Okay. The trombone is 0, bass is 1, nylon guitar is 2, electric piano is 3, strings is 4, piano is 5, accordion is 6, crash is 7. Right? What I'm gonna do, because I usually, I said this way earlier in the stream, but I don't even know if anyone is here, but like, I tend to do these in chunks. Like, I don't generally sit down and do an entire one, like in one sitting. So this has kind of been a bit convoluted with me working on different stuff. But I finished one, and I kind of want to stop. So I like doing some of this I don't like doing. Mainly, like, the mixing stuff is really annoying. So probably what I'm gonna do, let me save this bank that I made. What is it called? Battle stuck in a mala? Normal battle stuck in a mala. Okay, that's saved. So yeah, I'm probably gonna just import it and then hear how it sounds. I'm mostly expecting, because this is a very complex MIDI with a lot of things going on, that it's probably... Wait, did I ever set a loop point? I did not. I'm expecting it to have at least a handful of problems. It's like setting a loop point. I don't know how to explain this. Basically, it's separating these chunks. So this is like the whole song, basically. You'll see, if just as you can see, it's literally one. But now that I have separated it with those section markers, where is... Now that I've separated with those markers, you can see now there's two sections. So I just set, like, this is the loop pointer, or whatever you would call it. I just set it to the beginning of this. So it's just telling it to, instead of going down here and then looping back to here, it's going down here and then looping back to here. Master 75, that might be loud, but we'll see. I didn't save bank in the game. I'm not gonna type the whole thing in, I'm lazy. And this is definitely gonna be too small. 1944. Like 2000. I'm fully expecting this to either be like super broken or it's gonna have a bunch of notes cutting off when I test it in game at some point. Like in the actual game, not on the file select. Shit, that's really loud, sorry. That is actually, like, surprisingly turned out really well. There's, like, one technical problem was the pitch bends were going a bit too far. But the rest of it is just, like, mixing stuff, which, I mean, would take a long time, but I expected things to be broken, like, technical problems. So that's actually surprising that that works really well. Okay. So I think I'm gonna end here. I will publish that other song that I made earlier, the Pokemon Snap one, after I'm done the stream. So if you're interested in that, that will be in the MMR Discord and the music release channel. Let's see, how many people do I have? Some. I think, well, Brawlcat's a streamer. I could raid Brawlcats. They've raided me a handful of times. Might do that. Okay. So, coming up tomorrow on Jeremy's channel at Wishingrad, they're going to be continuing their Earthbound playthrough, their first one. They started it last week, and yeah, continuing it this week, and I will be there. That's a great game. And then they're going to be visiting here on Sunday, and they're going to be here for 2 weeks, although they're gonna go with some other friends for a couple days. So next, either Wednesday or Thursday, I'm gonna estimate we're gonna be doing some special stuff. I think mainly the main things that we wanted to do while they're here was we wanted to, so they've never played Seaman. I haven't played it, but I've seen a bunch of people play it. So they're gonna play Seaman. The way we're like, because I think it takes like 15, 16 days. So what we were probably gonna do is do like 2 days in a day. Assuming that would assume we stream every day. I don't know if we will. We may do more than that. We'll do a handful of days in each day. And we also wanted to stream Sonic 06. as we both like Sonic a lot, and it's been a really long time since either of us have played it. I I I'll preface this by saying I do own the physical game, but we have set it up, or I've set it up on a 360 emulator because it actually runs really well. And the main reason for that, instead of playing it on console, is because the load times on console are so bad. There's so many loading screens, and they take like 20 to 30 seconds each. And on the emulator, they literally take like 2 or 3 seconds. It's like 3 or 4. So it's way better. So we'll be doing that. Also planning on doing some other stuff. Maybe like I was thinking of doing a day where we play a bunch of the different Smash Bros. Games, like 64, Remix, Melee, Brawl. There was a new Project Plus that came out, which is cool that we wanted to check out. I don't want to play Smash 4, but we'll play Ultimate probably too. And I don't know, there might be some other stuff. So there'll probably be a handful of streams next week and the week after that, maybe starting like on Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah, stream on Wishing Grad's channel tomorrow, and then bunch of fun streams coming up next week. Is there anything else? I think that's about it. I'm not sure if I'll do this again. I might. It's just, I don't know how interesting it is. It's probably at least somewhat interesting, but like, I'm like really convoluted and kind of all over the place. I do things in chunks when it comes to this. So, I'm gonna raid Brawl Cats. I'm gonna send you over to them. They're playing Super Mario RPG. Wait, are they? It says they're playing Super Mario RPG, but it looks like they're playing a Wireland game. So, I don't know. So check them out. I'll send you over there. And I will see you either tomorrow on Jeremy's channel at Wishingrad, or next week on Wednesday or Thursday for some fun stuff. So I'll see you then.